Hi guys. Imagine that you're walking down the street. It's kind of a shady place. And this man, kind of bold or maybe not, comes to you and he is a pimp. He wants to explain to you how women really are and how they should be treated. Would you listen to a pimp on how to treat women? Now let's imagine another scenario where you are in a bar. That's also kind of a shady place. And Costello or some Costello's guy comes up to you and tells you that you are a fucking idiot, that you are a fucking loser and a failure. Again, would you listen or would you run away for your life? Now, from all the YouTube videos and online content that Andrew Tate has put forward, he himself admits to the fact that he is a pimp and is involved in some kind of mafia. And whenever he gives an opinion about women or success and failure or men or relationships, a lot of people wants to listen to him. If somebody is part of the mafia or if somebody is a pimp, calling him out on that is usually a scary thing, but not with Andrew Tate, because he himself has put that information out for the world to see. Let's look at the philosophy of life that Andrew Tate puts forward. It's quite fun actually. There are two types of men, the top G and the losers or the failures. And there is just one type of women. Women are weak and stupid and incompetent, and they are lazy. They don't know how to deal with it.
Women are intrinsically lazy.
It's not realistic and it's not true. I'm tired of seeing chicks beat up men. Oh yeah, you want to mess with me? You think I'm a girl and you mess with me, you're going to learn something. Hey, yeah. I know women absolutely feeble. They're useless. White bread ass from New York who went to college and got a job as a UN negotiator, went to the jungle and fell in love with fucking Mutumbu and got dicked. Women are fucking stupid.
Now, Andrew Tate gets the most traction when he says two things. First, that women need to respect men and to treat them as though they are superior. And the second thing is, men need to strive and struggle and work until they become the top G. Otherwise, they are also losers. So who are these top G men? Well, some examples that Andrew Tate gives himself are these.
Been in the history of humanity, across any culture, any book, any story, any fable, there has never been across the history of humanity any respect put on the name of a promiscuous female ever. Ever. You name the biggest conquerors that you can possibly name from history. Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, all of them. They all had 100 wives, bunch of children, big G, conquered the world. Normal. That is normal evolutionary biology. That's how men are designed to be.
So this is the philosophy of life of Andrew Tate. Treat women like shit and work like shit until you achieve an insane amount of material things that I don't know what happens after that. This video is not a feminist rebuttal to Andrew Tate's life or whatever he says. And I really understand the struggles that men go through in this modern era. It's not easy in today's day and age to be a person regardless of gender. And I really don't think that the society should be divided on the basis of gender. I have talked about this a lot in my channel. You can find them in the description or I will share the link here or here. Even though I subscribe to the conservative ideas sometimes, I really don't think that Andrew Tate is a person that anybody should ever listen. Obviously, as a pimp, he exploits women, and the women he exploits majorly comes from Eastern Europe, where he can get away with these crimes. We know that he's under police custody for this month, but there is no guarantee that he is going to get punished for all these crimes that he has done. He might still get away with it. Tate brothers also have a lot of courses that they have started. That also includes a course on how to pimp. We know that all of these courses are just scams. Nothing more than affiliate marketing that gets him more money and more fame. And now he preys on the youth who are generally lonely and depressed, and people who seek online help for their issues. It's difficult for young men to navigate life now. They face high competition, lack of resources, jobs, income, lack of a proper support system, and a sense of love and belonging. Almost all falls into the traps of toxic relationships and also into the trap of relationships that don't last. And these have a huge impact on men. You are going through all these struggles and one day his bald head pops up in your feed. And then he tells you that all of this happened to you because you are a loser, because you are weak, stupid. This happened to you because you are not me. If you were like me, well, you would be running a webcam business, the dream job of every man. And this guy who lives off of 70% of the income that rightly belongs to the women who work hard under him, tells you to work harder, to strive harder, to never sleep, to never eat, to never even blink your eyes if you want to succeed. We know that all of this motivational stuff are mainly a waste of time, but I think it feels good to listen to these things, I don't know, when there is this amazing music, this amazing motivating music going in the background. This guy goes on multiple podcasts with this group of women sitting around him and he just spews such shit. I always feel bad for these women whenever I see these podcasts. And of course to any woman who ever has to listen to his words, including myself. And please, for heaven's sakes, please button those shirts or at least wear one. He repeatedly keeps telling women that their value and worth is in their virginity, their purity, how little they know of the world, how dumb they are, how incompetent they are, and how much dependent they are on the other gender, how much they please and they butter up and talk up the man who they are with.
Completely different. It's different because you have to understand, I'm talking about humans. You look at humans from a societal perspective, but society has changed, right? So let's say 200-300 years ago. If a woman got pregnant, she needed a man to survive. If that man didn't take care of her during pregnancy, she was going to die. She couldn't work a job, she couldn't hunt, couldn't fish, whatever, right? A woman literally needed that man for survival. So if you were to come to me and say I'm pregnant, but you've been fucked by 4 different dudes, I'd be like, who says it's mine? Why am I looking after you? This is why in most of the world today, still today, virginity is so coveted. And throughout all of history, it's been so coveted because that's the only way to ensure paternity. She's a virgin. I know that's my baby. She ain't a virgin. Prove it's mine. Outside of this modern science bullshit, Shaitan, the devil we have here in the West, in most of the world today, without virginity or at least a low body count or at least anti-promiscuity, you can't tell that that's your baby. So,
do you know how many centuries these words take us back? We have to go back a lot in history before we reach this point where women has these kinds of qualities that he talks about. He wants to take away every right and achievement that women have had in these past centuries, just to have their worth and value rediscovered for men like Andrew Tate. But of course, a pimp and an alleged sex trafficker will say exactly these things. There is nothing new to that. But why do we as a society or as a culture listen to a guy like that? That is the real question. Well, he's like this ugly thing that you can't look away from. And to be completely fair, he does an insane amount of marketing. So his content is bound to reach almost everyone on the planet. But people genuinely do listen to him and think that whatever he says makes some kind of sense. I think that's mainly because this guy comes from a place where he was broke, lonely, depressed, and severely traumatized. Well, I shouldn't degrade Top G, but... And today, he is a multimillionaire, one of the most popular or infamous people on the planet. That's quite an achievement. And he tells people that he will tell them too how to be like him and how not to be a failure or a loser in life. And I think that's why a lot of people actually listen to him and want to genuinely follow what he says. He specifically tells them what they do wrong and have to be more like him. That's all fair. But the only problem is that all of this is a scam. Andrew Tate is a scam. His whole existence is a scam. He is just a slacker who preys on women from broken countries where they don't have a support system to fall upon. His kingdom is bound to fall and break like a house of cards. That's not so successful after all, is it? There was actually a guy called Sobraj who did things similar to this, and he just recently got out of jail from spending years in prison. Andrew Tate's fate is not very different from that. You can get better ideals and better role models than Andrew Tate. That's my genuine opinion. I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button. And please let me know in the comment section what you think of Andrew Tate. And do you think that he really deserves to be in prison? Tell me in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Share this video with others and follow me on my Instagram and Facebook pages. The links are given in the description. Thank you and have a great time.